Be kind, it's a VHS Rewind.
Okay, this is the VHS Tote we're going through, and the second part of it, and we're doing, I think, starting with science fiction movies. I think that's where we're going. Okay, let's get back into it. Okay, moving into the sci-fi. I got the RoboCop. I have all the RoboCop movies on Blu-ray. This I bought as a trilogy. I thought it had a slipcase, but I must have gotten rid of the slipcase for it, for all three of them. But I remember buying this at Kmart. Part man, part machine, all cop. And one thing I remember about it, put it on there, nice. Looks good. Yeah, that's a nice VHS tape there. Look at that. Look at that. Looks nice. But the thing I remember about when I bought it, and I felt so bad for, I'm pretty sure it was RoboCop. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy, but it would have been both around the same time. Anyway, the tab there, you see that square right there? For VHS tapes, if you want to record onto them, there's a little tab that fits right there. So a little thing goes. There's a little thing that'll go in there, and if it's in there, then you can't record onto the VHS tape. So you have to block that off. Or there's a little tab there that allows you to record onto it, which I don't have any regular VHS tapes to show you. Maybe I do. Hold on a sec. Okay, so this is a blank VHS tape. TDK. Who is TDK? I don't even know. TDK Electronics. TDK.com. I wonder if that's still up. But they bought VHS tapes. This was a 6-hour VHS tape. You could record, rewind, and reuse. Okay, so here is the record tab. That's blocking the way there. So your VCR would know that you can record onto this tape. It's got the tape there. I didn't show this, so let's show. So this is your VHS tape. It's a reel to reel. One reel here, one reel here. You got your player, it plays, and then you can rewind onto that one, or fast forward, however you want to do it. That's how the tapes work. And then the little flap opens up, and there you can see the magnetic tape inside there, reflecting away. And that's how you did it. And then the tapes that you recorded from, the blank tapes that you could record from, they all were like opened up on the side, open on the side, pull open like that. If you see pictures with these tapes, oh, I'm flipping you off. Like they just didn't come like that. These came like this. This comes like this. Anyway, when I bought this trilogy, that little tab there was still in place. So it didn't get taken off after they had made it. And I felt really bad for RoboCop, possibly Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's RoboCop 1 from Orion Video VHS. Probably would have this side up facing your thing, so you didn't have all that written stuff. So that would be your shelf. And then there's the back stuff. Drop it there, and I can't. Is it going to tell me? Nope. Prepare yourself. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. So RoboCop 1. And then, of course, I got the whole trilogy. So there's RoboCop 2. pretty much beat up in that one. I mean, I know DVDs are wider. You know. So you can't put that image on the DVD case if you want to make it look like a VHS tape. So you have to put the thing. I know that they do that. But still, it kind of bugs me when the just random online photos have that. He's back online, back on duty. RoboCop 3 from Orion Pictures. Excitement. The best RoboCop ever, says Candy Taylor of KSHB TV. Have you watched any of the other RoboCops, Candy? Or do you just not like Peter Weller? And so you're like, this new guy is great. All three printed on the thing. I like that a little better than the stickers. Okay, so going from classic sci-fi, we'll dip into a movie I really enjoyed, but I don't know how it's regarded. I remember at the time, you can see what it is, upside down. At the time, it wasn't regarded as being high art or a good movie or whatever you want to call it. But it's one I really enjoyed, and I haven't watched in forever, so it's hard to judge. But it's Free Jack with Emilio Estevez, Mick Jagger, and Anthony Hopkins. Alex Furlong died today. 18 years from now, he'll be running for his life. Jeff Murphy. Yeah. Free Jack. Next to each other. Put that on your DVD case. Smoke it. Yeah, I mean, the basic plot is Emilio Estevez dies, and he's a race car driver, and he dies. And then I don't know, somehow in the future they can pull people from their moment of death and use them for stuff. It's savage. It's reckless. It's the year 2009. Do you know where your body is? I don't know where my body was in 2009. Bounty hunters from the future raid the present to provide new bodies for the super rich in Free Jack. So basically, he stole their body in order to, and for old rich people, and it's kind of like Get Out, but not at all. Not really. Oh, and Rene Russo is also in it. They're not. I don't think so. Oh, they do name her. Okay. Yeah. It's got Emilio Estevez from Young Guns, Rolling Stones rocker Mick Jagger, Anthony Hopkins from Silence of the Lambs, and Rene Russo from Lethal Weapon 3. And directed by Jeff Murphy of Young Guns 2 and sparked by the imagination of Ron Shusett, Alien Total Recall. Free Jack jolts you into the brave, cruel world. Time flies, but in 2009, Alex Furlong's got to move a lot faster. Do you remember in 2009 when rich people were stealing bodies from people in the 90s in order to have young, fresh bodies? Yeah, it was a big thing. Government shut it down. We don't have to worry about that now here in 2020. And it was also very dystopian. And in 2009. Hey, you don't believe me? Did you watch Free Jack? Watch Escape from New York, Escape from L.A. Plenty of 80s movies will tell you how horrible it was to live in the early 2000s. Star Trek 4, this would have been one that I held on to. My favorite Star Trek movie, probably. Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. I think this is the only one I have. I do have other VHS tapes, other places. There they are. Oh, it's the end of the movie, everybody. If you're worried about any of them dying. There they are getting wet and wild, having a good old time. Oh, this was a I didn't even buy this one. I mean, new. I bought a previously viewed. Video Kingdom, big video store in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. We rented a lot of movies there, but I didn't live in Scottsbluff. But we would go there and they would have a deal. Maybe it was on Wednesdays. You could buy five. I mean, rent five, keep for 5 days for. I don't think it was $5, but it was special back in the day to be able to rent a movie and keep it for. Didn't have to return it. You didn't have to return the movie the next day. Okay, and this one I have on Blu-ray. The RoboCops I have on Blu-ray. I don't remember if I said that or not. This I do not have on Blu-ray, and that is The Abyss. I am waiting for that to come out on Blu-ray. Blu-ray, another 20th Century Fox selections. The Abyss, James Cameron's underwater classic. If you wanted underwater menaces, this is one of the trilogy of movies. This one didn't have the coloring. It just has the... Maybe because it's a select? I don't know. Was the other one select? I don't remember anything. Like that. But this is a movie I haven't seen forever. I can't remember if I saw it in the theaters or not. I kind of feel like I did. But I definitely remember watching it on VHS, so maybe I didn't. So I've never seen that in widescreen. I'll be looking forward to watching that when it eventually gets released on Blu-ray or 4K. And then we got another 20th Century Fox movie, Independence Day. Another widescreen collection. Look at this nice clamshell hard case. Digitally remastered. Would have been funny if they had like that shot there. It's like, oh no, it's just an alien ship above the White House. Everything's fine. And then on the back, instead of this destructive... well, no, it's not even destructive. It's just the aliens coming out of the clouds shot there. If they had the blowing up White House, that would have been funny. One of the biggest box office hits in all time. ID4 is undeniably fun. I watched it not that many. I got it on Blu-ray. Did I say that already? I don't know. I got it a couple years ago. Maybe when the sequel came out. I can't remember if I enjoyed it as much as I did back in the 90s. Because this was a big event movie in the 90s. And yeah, you got the Fox. Blue, green, white. Can't remember. But anyway, that was a widescreen edition, special edition there. Okay, this should have been earlier, but another Harrison Ford classic regarding Henry. What was it? Henry Turner is a successful but ruthless New York lawyer who needs to win at any cost, even at the expense of his wife and daughter. But a single gunshot brings Henry's fast-track rise to a dead stop, leaving him incapacitated with no memory of the life he used to lead. Now, faced with starting over, Henry Turner is about to learn the hard truth about a total stranger, himself. One of the best movies of 1991. Harrison Ford is brilliant, says Liz Smith of the New York Newsday. Yeah, so it would have been part of my trying to get every Harrison Ford movie. The story of a man who had everything, but found something more. Profound movie. And Mike Nichols' film, he does good stuff, But yeah, that would have been part of the Harrison Ford collection. Now, I have Ace Ventura, but not the first one, When Nature Calls, the second one, which I don't think is as good as the first one. Or maybe it's just... the first Ace Ventura was such an out-of-the-blue hit. Kind of like whoosh, wave of something fresh and new and bizarre. Didn't watch in living color, so wasn't a Jim Carrey. I didn't know about Jim Carrey before Ace Ventura. But here's the sequel. I bet I sold the original, and this one nobody wanted. Sorry, When Nature Calls. He's on the elephant and he's talking. He's got asparagus and he's talking to the thing. And oh, it's a blockbuster. Blockbuster one. Be a friend. Rewind when you reach the end. Blockbuster video. Oh, blockbuster. So that's fun. I always liked the blockbuster tapes. And then, I was obsessed with this movie when it came out. And it's still one of my favorite. It's been probably 15 years since I've watched it, though. But Austin Powers, the International Man of Mystery. And of course, it's widescreen. Mike Myers, Austin Powers. Very, very funny, says somebody. If he were any cooler, he'd still be frozen, baby. 2 thumbs up, says Cleaver. And you got the widescreen warning. Dr. Evil. The fembots. And there he is with, completely blank. Elizabeth Hurley. Oh no, guys. I did not rewind. And by the looks of that tape, how much is on there? Last time I watched this, I only watched about 3/4 of it. So, oh. And then another one of my favorite movies of all time that people did not like when it came out was Hudson Hawk, Bruce Willis's Hudson Hawk. Catch the excitement, catch the laughter, catch the hawk. Hudson Hawk, Bruce Willis, Hudson Hawk. I loved this movie when I was a kid. I was a teenager. It came out in 90 something. 91. Yeah, high school. Oh gosh, again, I didn't rewind. It's halfway through the movie. What was I doing? Why did I stop it? Why didn't I continue watching it? What's the matter? And then I thought Bruce Willis was just the coolest. And I loved it. I got the soundtrack and sang Swinging on the Star and annoyed all my high school friends with that. Would you like to swing on a star? Okay, one side we got Andy McDowell and Danny Aiello. Danny Aiello. I don't know why that doesn't sound like I'm saying that right. And Sandra Bernhard. On this side, poor Bruce has got his side got ripped, so you got Bruce and Sandra there. And Richard E. Grant also on there, and I can't remember his name. It's coming to my head. But I can't remember who the CIA operative, the old guy was. James Coburn? Is that the late night show guy? So I'm thinking James. Yeah, I can't think of his name. Oh well, sorry. Okay, now let's focus in. I got some action movies here. Starting, of course, with the biggest action hero, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Eraser. Get to the ambulance! Which was what... Let's see, is that... Maybe. That... Also not rewound, but it might be at that point where he yells at her, get to the ambulance! Get to the ambulance. Get to the ambulance! Yeah, he's got an accent, and I love it. I love his accent. Might sound like I'm teasing, but it's from a tease of joy. There, Eraser. Arnold's back and even better than ever. Let me get the back there. I don't even remember what this movie is about. You know the movies. You know the man. Terminator, Total Recall, Terminator 2, True Lies. And now, another spectacular action-filled Schwarzenegger action smash to the list. Oh, now add another one. James Caan, Vanessa Williams, James Coburn. That was who I was talking about earlier. James Coburn. If I was saying the late night guy, I apologize. I don't think I have Eraser on DVD. I might, actually. But I do have Hudson Hawk and I do have Austin Powers. Yeah, both on DVD. I do. Let's see. This one I do not have on DVD. But it's Oliver Stone presents Natural Born Killers, the director's cut. And this would have been in the early '90s when like Woody Harrelson being dramatic was interesting. Why can't I think of her name? Juliette Lewis, also interesting. And then Tommy Lee Jones he hadn't done The Fugitive yet, which I know I have The Fugitive somewhere on VHS, but it's not in this box. So he hadn't, or even Under Siege. Well, maybe he had done Under Siege. He hadn't become the household name that he was, that he becomes after The Fugitive. And so this is the collector's, they called it letterbox edition. Wide screen, and that must be controversial shot of reporter Downey's hand wound. Interesting. Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't looked at this in forever. So, how to best present it to you. We got the Natural Born Killers, and then it opens up. It's 2 discs, so it opens up into a book type. Natural Born Killers directors. Letterbox edition. Is this one letterbox? Yeah. So it must be, back in the day you could only to have the highest quality of tape. I mean, you could tape, like this one said, you could do up to 6 hours. But there was different levels of quality of tape wising you could have. So, if you wanted to extend it, you could do 6 hours, regular one 4 hours, and special 2 hours. So it's just the quality of, or the amount of tape that it recorded onto. So you could stretch it thin and then record it there, and then the playback after a while would get too long. So anything that was over 2 hours, they usually got dumped on 2 tapes. Like this guy. Note from Oliver Stone. May 1996. What you are about to see is the true version of Natural Born Killers. When Natural Born Killers was originally released in 1994, 150 cuts were made in order to receive an R rating. Without them, the film's impact was never fully realized. In this director's cut, those trims have been restored, and with them, my original vision of what the film was meant to be. Oliver Stone. And this was been, the mid-90s. We were kind of becoming obsessed with watching director's cuts of things, because, it's like, oh, there's a director's cut of Blade Runner that's better than the original theatrical release. Oh, there's a director's cut of Aliens. Oh, there's a director's cut of The Abyss. It's kind of those kind of things. We're big. I don't know if they're so big anymore. If there's such a push. Could be. Anyway, director Oliver Stone brings you a bold new look at a country seduced by fame, obsessed by crime, and consumed by media. I wonder if this movie is as prevalent today as it was then, because I feel like we've become even more so consumed by media, seduced by fame, and obsessed by crime. It seems like we've gotten worse. In the media circus of life, they were the main attraction. And they were kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde, except serial killers going through America killing people left, right, and center. A masterpiece. Seeing this movie once is not enough, says Roger Ebert. Well, you ain't seen nothing yet, says the VHS case. Over an hour of haunting bonus footage containing extra scenes and lost performances. Ashley Judd's shocking courtroom scene. Warden Jones' dismembered head, which I don't, it's a latex head on a pike, so I don't know how good that looks. They got it right there. They show it right there. Content warning. Dennis Leary's never before seen performance, which, I was obsessed with Dennis Leary in the 90s. The controversial shot of reporter Downey's hand wound, Oliver Stone's intense alternate ending, which I don't remember at all. It's also got insightful narration by Oliver Stone and behind-the-scenes making of NBK special. Includes the music video Burn by 9 Inch Nails from the hit movie soundtrack. Vidmark Entertainment Regency thing. You've left a Vidmark. Well, actually, now hold on a second. Tape 2 bonus footage. Tape 1 feature. Okay, so that's what that is. So, I mean, sometimes when you're over a 2-hour movie, they had 2 VHS tapes. This is not the case on this one. This one has tape 1 has the feature there, and tape 2 has the bonus footage, which says this is approximately 62 minutes long, and this one's 125 minutes long. So it just made me wonder the insightful narration, if it was commentary. I don't have the other one that I had that comes with commentary. You couldn't select an audio channel. You couldn't have more than one audio channel on a VHS tape. So if you wanted to do commentary on your movie, you would have to have a separate tape in order to have that on there. So that's kind of interesting. But then they have the making of. So I wonder if it's just scenes that he's talking about, and then you've got the making of, and then the video that's on there. 2 tapes. Pretty interesting how they did things back in the VHS days. Okay. In the Line of Fire, Clint Eastwood. I have this on DVD. I watched it recently for my alphabetical movie marathon challenge action edition. And if I haven't released that video before I released this one, even though I've recorded this one a long time after I've recorded that one, watch that. So I do have that on DVD. Movies don't get more exciting than this. Don't miss it. Clint Eastwood, John Malkovich, Rene Russo, which it's always good to see Rene Russo. I had a little bit more Rene Russo in our lives. And Wolfgang Peterson film. I enjoyed Wolfgang Peterson's movies. This movie, I think I remember really enjoying it. Watch that other video. Tequila Sunrise. Mel Gibson, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Kurt Russell. Of course, it's Kurt Russell, one of my favorite actors. It's a dangerous mix. Those kind of romantic trilogies. You guys remember those guys? Little security tape on there. Usually they were attached to the box, so someone couldn't just cut the plastic wrap and pull the thing out. They would have it be a little thing attached to the VHS box you'd have to put on there. I haven't watched this movie in forever. I have no idea how well it holds up, but it's got Kurt Russell and Michelle Pfeiffer in it, so that's worth another shot. Early John Woo film, American John Woo film, John Travolta and Christian Slater, Broken Arrow. I have not watched this movie. I don't have it on DVD or Blu-ray. I don't have it on disc. That's what I should just say. I don't have it on disc. So I haven't seen it, but I really remember enjoying this movie. when I saw it. Broken Arrow. Got the green, got the Fox green label on there. It's a sensational supersonic hit. And I believe that was John Woo's first American movie, but I could be wrong because what's his face? Jean-Claude Van Damme had a habit of bringing not European, but Asian directors over, Asian action directors over to America and having him do his movies. So I don't remember if like Hard Target was a John Woo or if that was somebody else. So I could be wrong about that. That being his first. He might have been a Jean-Claude before he did Broken Arrow. But Broken Arrow was before Mission Impossible 2 and Face Off and everything that we really know him for his American work. Speaking of other 90s action, Speed, Keanu Reeves, Dennis Hopper, Sandra Bullock. Ooh, 2 very enthusiastic thumbs up. Get off the bus. And it's just Keanu. You can either have calm Keanu or exploding Keanu. I think I showed the back there, but there's the Sandra Bullock. It's one of the first things, really, that, helped America fall in love with Sandra Bullock was Speed. I mean, she was in other things like, wasn't You Can't Buy Me Love, but was it Samantha Morton? A country singer. She was a best friend of a country singer in some movie before then. I can't remember what it was. But Speed I have on Blu-ray, and I haven't watched it yet. So I did watch it in theaters, so I know what it looks like. Maybe you can tell which movies I kept because I enjoyed, or were kept because they didn't get sold. Can you tell? This was one that I kept because I didn't want to go without having a copy of Die Hard in my collection. And so we got Die Hard 2 with, I almost said with a vengeance, Die Harder. That was back when I don't know if they still pushed the Die Harder part of Die Hard 2. And he's running away from explosions. Everything's exploding. So then the front got the first movie poster. Die Hard 2 double feature. And then the back you have Die Hard 2. Die Harder. Bruce Willis. It just says double feature collection edition. Double feature collection edition. And this one doesn't fold up. They both come out. They got the classic Fox blue, green, white. Die Hard blue, green, white. If that's, I wasn't kind in Rewind there, or if I just skipped the previews. Both of these. I bet I wasn't the last one to watch them, because I would have rewound them. So you got the double sleeves, so it wasn't like they were just both sitting in there next to each other. It's got an open flaps that opens up to give you basically the backs of the tapes. So that's fun. That's a fun one in my collection. Could never not own Die Hard. Even though apparently there was a long time I could go without owning Die Hard because, well, this is 1991. So like the year after Die Hard 2 came out, but before Die Hard with a Vengeance came out. Okay, moving into the horror, even though this one's kind of more sci-fi. The Puppet Masters. Robert A. Heinlein's The Puppet Masters, just so you don't get confused with Puppet Master and their series, the Charles Band Blue Moon movie. This is your typical hold on tight for one of the year's hottest thrillers. It's terrific. It's a movie you've probably never heard of. Puppet Masters. It's got Donald Sutherland in it, though, and it's thrilling. It's got a guy pointing a gun. You know, basically aliens are taking over people, and they attach to your back of your neck or whatever, and use you as a puppet, kind of like Invaders from Mars. Okay. Like, sorry. It's like, is this really what's in here? According to that, it is. So you can tell. Well, it has a sticker there. It had a sticker there, so I wonder if it was a previously owned uh, movie. Although it's got the previously owned, yeah, a video store purchase. At the Hollywood Video down there. They stopped. I think Hollywood Pictures is a Disney company. So they stopped putting the recommend to your friends. This is definitely one I would not get away with, even though I had a friend in college who definitely wanted to buy it from me. And that was The Fog, John Carpenter's classic, The Fog. Embassy Home Entertainment. From the creator of Halloween comes the ultimate experience in terror. The Fog. John Carpenter's tale of vengeance beyond the grave. One of my favorite movies. I have this on Blu-ray. I have not yet watched it. Do I have it on Blu-ray? Maybe I only have it on DVD. I definitely bought it on DVD. I think. Now I can't remember. And then there's the inside. Warning, full retail of this product will be collected if this seal is altered or removed. So that's interesting. I wonder if this was a... I felt like I bought this straight out, that it wasn't a video store rental. But that sticker there makes me wonder if it wasn't. But I don't know. Maybe that was the standard thing. I don't check out my VHS tapes enough to know that. This movie I really enjoyed and I would like to watch again. I did watch it in the theaters. I don't have it on DVD, I don't think. Wolf, Jack Nicholson, and Michelle Pfeiffer, and James Spader. An elegant go-for-the-throat suspense thriller. And it's just kind of a different kind of werewolf movie. So you can either have Michelle on the bottom and Wolf Jack on top, or you can have Michelle on top and Wolf Jack on the bottom. However you prefer it. Oh, that's fun. And you notice it. Okay, so this is the front. No. Yeah. Yeah, because of the way the folds in there. So that is the front, right? And then that is the back. Jack on both sides. So Jack is on that side, Michelle's on this side, and then Jack's on that side and Michelle's on that side. And so, yeah, so that's the front because it's got the house on it, and then that's the back because it has the movie information. Wolf. Yeah. So that was one of my favorites. I haven't paid attention to that, but I haven't seen it in a long time. But I think that's one of the better werewolf remakes in the last, since, the 80s. And then Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I was big on Bram Stoker's Dracula. Not so big on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I don't have it on VHS or DVD. Oh, so there's that little tab right there. And then it would match up. Like that. So they had that tab on there so people wouldn't, just cut the bottom of the plastic and it would slide right up for you. They put that tab in there, which I always kind of hated because it does leave a little bit of a residue on there because it's like a security function. Erotica to Visit. I haven't watched it in forever. I might It might age well. I don't know. It might age horribly, but it was there. You know, Kenneth Branagh was somebody I enjoyed his stuff. I do enjoy his stuff. I enjoyed Thor, even though people didn't like it. Oh my goodness! So this is Full Moon. I think this is the only Full Moon VHS I have, and it is Seed People. I haven't watched it in forever, so I have no idea if it's good or bad or whatever. The root of all evil is seed, people. You didn't know that, but it's true. Plus, video bonus, Full Moon's Video Zone, a behind the scenes video magazine, which is on every Full Moon video. So you got that there. Okay. So, I should say we're getting into the horror section, so content warning for any younger viewers out there. There's the backside of it. And so, Nationwide Video Incorporated. So I don't know. So I feel like this was a video rental that I purchased, but I don't know Nationwide. Yeah, if tape is tampered with, customer must purchase. So that was probably from a grocery store. I'm gonna bet you a penny. Oh, and then Arachnophobia. 2 thumbs up, thrilling and fun. Arachnophobia, which I have arachnophobia, but I got this one anyway because it's got Jeff Daniels and John Goodman. And it was really, at the time, I was kind of hoping it was like the House movies, where it was, I felt like it was advertised that way too, and maybe it is, and just my acrophobia causes it to be more horror for me and less funny. But it's definitely not an 8-legged freaks. It's definitely more scary, I think. I'm saying it. I don't care if you don't agree with me. Hamlin Entertainment, Hollywood Pictures. It's got the printing case in there. Anyway, sorry, I was going to try and compare it to, when I watched it, I thought it was more like the House movies, where you would have, it's kind of scary, but then you'd have the comic person come in, like John Goodman, and then House movies, it was, you know, Norm in the first one and Cliff in the second one, Norm and Cliff from Cheers, kind of thing. And this one, I have no idea how well this one holds up, but it's Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town. Not just another action comedy horror biker zombie movie. Is it the best action comedy horror biker zombie movie? I don't know, because it's the only one I've watched, so as far as I care, it's the best. But it's cheesy good fun. A Trauma Team release, so there it tells you. It's like, oh, Lloyd Kaufman. So you can do just regular, or you can have lead actress staring at you. I think that's the lead actress anyway. One of the things to note in this movie was it's got Billy Bob Thornton in it before he, you know, became serious actor, blew up big time. Was doing Michael Bay movies and you know, considered a serious actor. Don Kalfka from Weekend at Bernie's, Jamie Rose from TV's Lady Blue, I don't remember, Kathleen Carlin from Ghostbusters, not placing her, sorry, and Martha Quinn, MTV's VJ and Tapeheads. Anyway, so yeah, some cheesy zombie horror for you there. Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town. Another double disc one, but this is just the first Hellraiser movie. Clive Barker's Hellraiser, digitally remastered collector's edition. So, both sides are pretty much the same. And then you got the back there, Clive Barker's Hellraiser. Description of the movie tells you what's on. For clearer picture, Adjust your tracking on your VCR. Don't you forget it. Special edition tape 1, tape 2, and they're both... I mean, that's not there. Oh, look, I wrote my name on there. Probably I did that in college. So, because I had a lot of people borrow. I was kind of the local video store for people at college, and they would come and they would borrow videos for me. And I think I started writing my name on the top of cases, so I would know. I could be able to go to their house, their dorm room, and be like, I think that's my tape. And they'd be like, oh, no, that's not your tape. And I'd be like, that's my tape. Anyway, you just do that with my DVDs. I flipped in, like I said, content warning for gore. Inside flap there. Original theatrical poster. Demon to some, angels to others. Let's see. What makes this a special edition? Digitally remastered, which I already said, from the archival 35mm master under the personal supervision of Clive Barker, presented in its original theatrical aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1. Sound mastered from original magnetic stereo elements. And promotional short. That's on tape 1. Tape 2, original theatrical trailers and TV spot trailers. Interviews with stars, Clive Barker. Oh. Interviews with stars, including Clive Barker, Andrew Robinson, Claire Higgins, and more. So kind of like the National Born Killers one. And then another straight-to-video classic. Jack Frost. Hi, I'm a cute little... Oh, no, I messed with it. Hi, I'm a cute little snowman. There's nothing to see here. I'm wrong. I'm an evil snowman. No, I'm cute. It's really cute. Nothing to see here. Keep going on. Gotcha. Jack Frost. He's just chilling. I missed that part. Sorry. He's just chilling and killing. So that's a little fun cover there. And then the backside. There, you got the thing that really dates the movie and makes it questionable right on the back there. Bam. The scene, the shower scene. Trigger warning, shower scene. Jack Frost thing. I don't know if I had to twist it there. But 90s cheesy. Or then we got another collector's edition. Jamie Lee Curtis Prom Night. Some will be crowned, others will lose their heads. And then we got Leslie Nielsen in the back of it. Yay! It's really a romping comedy. Not really. Poster there. Prom Night is presented in its original theatrical aspect ratio and has been digitally remastered for optimum picture and sound. And then the flap opens. On the inside. Original poster and some other photos there. So that's fun. Prom Night Special Edition. Video treasures from RSG Video, but it's an Anchor Bay. Who would later I buy a lot of Anchor Bay DVDs later on. And then one of my 90s horror movie joys, Ghost in the Machine, with Karen Allen in it. There she is pointing a gun. So it has the, both the joys of being a low budget horror movie. Ghost in the Machine, there's the Fox, the Blue Ring, and then it's another blockbuster. To play is human, to rewind is divine. Got that from Blockbuster. Plug into your worst nightmares. Anyway, sorry, so it's the joy of being early 90s technology, where they're like, ooh, the internet. So weird and creepy. Ooh, computers. And also just being a low-budget, cheesy horror movie. And that's it. That's the last tape. What a one to go in on. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If this video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just look at video collection that the VHS tapes in my video collection. Maybe I will show more someday if they get unearthed and unboxed and stuff like that. So a lot of good memories, a lot of good times. Some that I probably don't need to hold on to anymore. Some that I still kind of really, really like the Die Hard one. And I really like the clamshell cases for the Independence Day had. Not a lot of movies did that after a while. Anyway, so that's it. Thanks for watching.